Hello everyone, my name is Chia. Today I'm gonna talk about Russian nesting dolls. Russian nesting dolls, as the name suggests, is a beautifully painted and colorful doll inside a doll. That is inside a doll, which is inside another doll, and it goes on. They comes in all sizes, and you are supposed to get all of them. Russian nesting dolls, famously known as Matryoshka dolls. Matryoshka dolls are dolls of different sizes that are encapsulated into one another and hold a symbolic meaning. The Russian dolls will give a deep representation of Russian society as symbol of unity, women's fertility, and motherhood. Firstly, I will talk about the significance of Russian dolls in representation of motherhood and the Russian society. Then I will explain my identification with the culture. In Russia, fertility, unity within the family and society, and the transfer of such values to the younger generations are considered very important pillars of society, and the Russian nesting dolls are a symbol for that. The Russian nesting dolls are made of wood and comes in different sizes. Usually, each set of dolls contains a minimum of 7 dolls. There is one doll that is the biggest and one doll is the smallest. Every small size of the doll is encased inside a doll that is bigger than its size till all the dolls are inside the biggest doll, making it all one unit. They come in all different sizes and can be big as well. Each doll is painted differently from the previous one based on gender and portrays a different role, while there have been slight variation due to the globalization of the artifact in the original version of it. The biggest doll is mostly painted to be a Russian woman who is also a motherly figure. The Russian nesting dolls are a symbol of fertility, family, and unity, and the different roles played by each member in the family contributes to the growth and strength of the family. They depict motherhood. The biggest doll is the representation of the mother. That is the foundation of the whole family, and she does that by bearing life and ensuring the growth of the generation she raises. The name nesting dolls comes from the mother figure nesting the children inside. While this is the historical meaning and the folklore behind the Russian nesting dolls, the significance goes beyond just this, as they are also a representation of Russian society. The different dolls inside the big dolls represent the values of unity, respect, different roles, and strong family structures, making it a perfect representation of Russian society. Now that I have talked about the significance of Russian dolls from motherhood and the Russian culture, I will talk about how I identify with the culture. While I am not from Russia myself, I was fortunate enough to make friends from Russia. I know about nesting dolls my whole life, but it was after making those friends I understood the meaning behind the dolls and identified with it. I was aware of the presence of these dolls due to their popularity and presence in pop culture for a long time. For me, there were always a traditional piece of decoration or toys for kids. I never looked up the meaning behind it. It was after making friends from Russia that I got to know the true meaning behind the representation of dolls, and I found it to be resonating with my own personality. Those Russian friends also got me a set of nesting dolls as a souvenir. While it's not something that you use for utility and acts like more of a decoration piece, For me, it is also a point of identification since only looking at it or unscrewing it to get the smaller dolls out gives me a sense of representation, and I can relate it with my sense of unity bond between my family and friends and caring for others. Today, we have learned about the significance of Russian dolls in Russian country. First, I talk about the significance of Russian nesting dolls, how they represent the motherhood and the Russian society. Secondly, I told you how I identify with the culture. While I am not Russian by nationality or blood, I believe that sometimes souvenirs from other countries can transcend borders and be relatable for individuals on a personal level, even when they have the national sentiment attached to them. This is the reason why the Russian nesting dolls were able to reflect my own personality and the sense of bonds and unity. Thank you.
你讲错一个单词。